Hey, good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Tonight we are doing the fifth pair, starting the 15th parak on Masechah Shabbos, Eluk Sharim, making knots on Shabbos, tying your shoes on Shabbos. You like to tie your shoes. There's a Mishnah that tells you what you're allowed to do if you didn't know. It's a Mishnah. Let's start. Mishnah Aleph, Eluk Sharim Shechayim Aleim. The following knots are forbidden, and you're chayiv achatas for them. Technically, if people warned you, witnesses warned you, and you did not listen to the witnesses, and they gave you a hasra. They witnessed and they warned you not to do it, and said if you do this, you're going to be chayiv skila on Shabbos. If there was a Sanhedrin, they could actually get killed for this. Kesher gamalin. If you're a person who uses camels, you need to lead the camel. You tie a nose ring. You have a ring in the nose of the camel, and you tie a knot to that ring. We learned about this in the parak of so that's a permanent knot because, as I explained throughout the Masechta, malachas and Shabbos are business-like activities. Now, when you're dealing with camels, right, usually your camels carry things for you. They carry people. It's part of your business. It would be the same thing if you tied something, anything that's a commercial knot. So that's a problem. Kesher upon it. Also, when you anchor a boat, right, tie your yacht to the anchor or something like that, to the dock. Right, so there also it's a permanent. It's a commercial activity. Most boats, are meant for commercial purposes or shipping. If he makes a permanent knot like this, these are also examples of matir. Matir is a malach. A matir, a kesher, has to be a kesher that is a commercial kesher. Rabbi Meir Omer kol kesher shu yachal atir be'echem yadav ein chayav in a lot. Rabbi Meir says, even if it's a commercial kesher, it's a business-like knot. If it's a weak knot that you can just untie with one hand, you're not chayav. And we don't pass in that Rameir because again, it doesn't matter how easy it is to untie this knot. If it's a knot, meaning it'll stay. If it falls apart by itself, it's not a knot. But if it'll stay in place, unless someone actually removes it or unties it, it's a commercial knot, and you're chayav. There are certain things that are not like tying camels and tying boats. Kosher is isha mafteach haluka. Certain people, certain women, they have buttons on their blouses, but certain women, I guess, certain shirts, certain fashion designs, you instead of having buttons, you actually tie a string to the button instead of just going through a hole. Chute sevacha, if you have a hairnet, a woman with a hairnet or something like that, she wants to tie it to her hair. V'shal piskia, certain types of belt, like a gartel or something like that. I don't know how you wear gartels, but for the Hasidim out there, shalpiskia, a belt you tie. Again, these things are not for commercial purposes. They're for personal use, to tie your belt, to tie your shirt together, a hairnet. These are personal purposes, so they're not commercial malachas. Or a tulas minol of a sandal. There you go. Tying your shoes, minol of a sandal. Minol is a shoe that doesn't have a heel. Sandal, we're talking about is a shoe that has a high heel or a decent size heel. Vinodos yain v'shemen, or sometimes you have flasks. I just ordered this thing called a hydro flask. It's famous. If you know what that is, then you're probably Generation Z, millennial, into culture, into fashion, and probably a girl, because when I ordered on Amazon, it said that the target consumer is a girl, because I read the statistics that this product is only bought by 33% boys and 67% girls. But it's very famous and it's known in visco culture. I don't know exactly. Rest of Wikipedia, something like that. It's a very popular brandy type of thing, like a Lululemon fanny pack or something like that, where everyone wants to have this one. So I figured it's cool. It's a cool thing. It's a talking point. I get these things because it's a talking point. This is probably the most trending water bottle. I bought the water bottle because I want to go exercise and play basketball. I need a water bottle. There's no water fountain there, so you want to keep your water cool, and things like that. So I wanted a water bottle. So I get the one with the talking point. Same reason I ordered those sponges, the Scrub Daddy sponges. Biggest deal on Shark Tank. That was accepted. Ring was obviously big. It wasn't accepted, but I bought a lot of these sponges. They're not that good. I don't know how they sold so many. They're not any better than a regular sponge. They have a cute smiley face. Notice Yayin Hashem and Akdir Shal Basar. if you have a flask of wine or oil and you want to tie it, some of them have tying it. I mean, that would be the trend of hydro flask in the future. The one I got, I think, just has a straw which closes or something like that. Ukdera shel basar clicks in. Ukdera shel basar, I guess fancy cookware. When you cook meat, you want to tie the pot. Tie it really tightly, the lid. Lezer ben Yaakov Omer. The reason you can do this is because again, these are for personal benefit, not commercial purposes. Lezer ben Yaakov Omer kosher lifnei behema b'shvil shel. You could actually make, I think lock the door. If you have a door and you don't have a lock, you want to use a rope to do that. That's okay. Do we paskin like Lezer ben Yaakov? He says the Rav says we do paskin like him. I don't know if this. I guess it's not commercial, but it's not normally done like this. If it's something it's for a business-like purpose, you're saving your flock over here. It's not you want to eat it. You can't chef an animal on Shabbos. However, it's not normally done by most people. That falls in the category of just personal. What's easier for you? Kosher deli bepiskia avalo bechevel. Again, if you have a pail that draws water from a well, you can tie it with a gartel, a belt, but not with a rope. A rope, a lot of times people use, take water out of wells for their business or something like that. So you can't do it. Yehuda matir, or Yehuda allows you to do it even with a rope. Now it's clear, or Yehuda seems to say that's not a shal kayom, it's not a permanent knot, but it is a permanent knot because normally when you want to draw water from a well, you tie the pail with a rope. So the Gemara clarifies that Yehuda only allows a rope that is made for a gardi. This is a rope that's made for someone who's making clothes, to measure clothes, not something that you actually use normally to draw water. Because if it is, everyone agrees, even the Chachamim agree, that to draw water from a well, to tie a pail with a rope to draw water from it, even though technically you're taking the water, you might take it on Shabbos for your personal use, you ran out of water. But technically you're supposed to do that before Shabbos, and it's considered a commercial activity. A lot of people benefit from the water that they draw from the well to sell to other people. So therefore, even if you're personally doing it, as batla daito is a kladam, your das is not irrelevant because most people do it for commercial purposes. That's the conclusion of tonight's share. Stay tuned for Iyun Mitzion, where I explain my unique lamdas even further. See you there.